What is going on out there, charismatic people? I'm Jay Hurt, relationship coach. Welcome to my channel, The Confident Charismatic, where we talk about charisma, confidence, and winning at life. So speaking of life, how do you look at life? Do you try to make sure each step is the safest path? Are you trying to consistently look for the softest landing? What if I told you the fastest path to the life you want, the thriving business you want, or the woman you desire, or maybe even the career accomplishments that you're looking for is not being safe at all? What if I told you that taking risk as a lifestyle is how confident, visionary leaders lose some battles, but overall achieve their goals? This is one especially for the guys. This one might hit a little different. Let's get it. Taking risk as a lifestyle. Let me be the first to say, this one isn't easy for me. I'm not risk adverse, but I often look for some confirmation that this is the right path. Here's the thing, y'all. Taking risk inherently means you can't know if this is right. You can calculate and prepare as much as you can, but you're going to have to step out. Please hear me when I tell you, when I have taken risk, especially the most significant risk, I have landed on my feet and ultimately achieved success from these opportunities. This doesn't mean you won't have some losses. You will lose some battles. Taking risk inherently guarantees some losses. When you commit to taking risk as a part of your lifestyle, it creates opportunities you never considered. Let's look at some of these opportunities. Risk takers change the status quo. When you're risk adverse, you live life appealing to conventional wisdom, right? You follow the safe path and follow whatever the established precedent is. Taking risk is about changing your mindset, what is available to you, and what is possible in your life. For example, if you've always lived in your city and you've never traveled outside of your region or state, it's a risk to travel to another place. It's even a bigger risk to move somewhere else. But what are the possibilities? What are the opportunities? The story you're telling yourself could be, no one from my family's ever left this state. How could I do it? How could I survive? Who would I depend on? A risk taker might say, what is the chance that I can make a better life for me and my family if we leave this area? Would this give us a better chance to thrive instead of just struggling to survive? Who are the people I can meet and the networks I can build to enhance our lives? Change the status quo, fellas. Create a lifestyle around what if statements instead of I can't or we haven't. What you can't do is only limited by the freedom of your mind. What you haven't done is a statement about the past, not a step into the future. Taking risk are signs of confidence. You'll notice I mentioned taking risk as a lifestyle. A lifestyle, y'all. I'm talking to the men right now. Rock with me. When you take risk often, you're showing that you're learning and growing. Each time you take a risk and it doesn't work, you learn something. Each time you take a risk and it works, guess what? You learn something. The more risk you take, the more you learn. The culmination of the risk taking is that you are building a catalog of experience and wisdom. When we take risk, like I alluded to about myself earlier, we fear that we don't know what we don't know. And here's the thing, y'all. Take risk consistently. When you learn to take risk as a lifestyle, even when the risk doesn't work out, you generally don't lose your job, you don't lose your life, you don't lose your financial security, unless you're doing something like playing roulette, and yo, that's on you, boss. And you don't lose your woman. When risks don't work out, what happens more often than not is that you learn from the loss, and now you're more confident in your next decision. You become more and more confident as a risk taker, and now you take risk as a lifestyle, and you find out taking risk gets you to where you want to go much, much quicker, which brings me to my next point. Risk takers become successful much faster than non-risk takers. This point might sound crazy to someone who just started at this point in the video, so if you came in late, go back to the beginning, get this thing rolling, but it's true. Taking risk opens the door to failing forward. The problem with life is that you don't know what you don't know. You want to learn as much as you can without failing, but the reality is you have to fail at some level to appreciate and understand some experiences. Taking risk means you're going to lose from time to time. The faster you fail, the better. Now, you know what you needed to know to make the right decisions. You are failing forward. Check this out, y'all. There are no straight lines to success. And what I need you to do right now is take that as gospel. If you do, then it's easier to understand that failing forward is taking one step back periodically by missing on calculated risk. Taking those steps back is sometimes going to propel you 2 or 3 steps forward because you learn faster and you have wisdom in a specific area that you didn't originally have. For example, if you're in a role at work and management needs a spreadsheet done and no one can seem to figure it out, but you have some of the tools to create it, what is the worst thing that can happen if you create it and it's wrong? They'll tell you, yo, your spreadsheet is wrong. But you took the initiative, right? You took the drive. Someone is going to notice and they will appreciate that initiative. And next time, it's a good chance that that same management team will come to you privately and ask you to work with them on creating the spreadsheet. Your risk was not rewarded in the moment, but your calculated failure gave you the room for promotion. People are always watching. One of my mentors says this so often, it seems like he says it at least once a day. People are always watching, and you know what? They really are. People want to see who are the risk takers. If you are the guy that wants the girl that you think is out of your league, have you studied her? Do you have an idea of how to approach her and what to do once you connect with her? Are you willing to take that risk? Women appreciate men who know how to approach them respectfully, and especially in the case where you will pay close attention to her and what she likes and doesn't like, you might be surprised to know she was watching you the entire time. If you're an entrepreneur marketing your product online, what risk are you willing to take? Are you willing to try something non-traditional? Are you willing to try to reach out to someone to promote your brand? You will be surprised to see who is watching what you're doing. It's interesting, when I looked at my social media back in the day to see where celebrities were following me discussing relationship advice, I had no idea they even knew I existed. But the content was relevant and they were watching. Again, that's why I'm telling you, people are always watching. Finally, leaders step out on faith. Okay, so I should preface here and let y'all know I'm the faith guy, right? I'm always believing for anything and everything for my family, my friends, myself, everyone in my circle. I'm always going to share that I believe faith is required for all of the success and abundance in our lives. The beauty is that in faith, there's leadership. Powerful, charismatic leaders step out on faith all the time. When Steve Jobs released the iPod, there was no example of a successful portable MP3 player, and MP3 players have been out for 4 years. The investment took a great amount of faith with zero line of sight to success. But he did just that, y'all. He achieved success. Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of England, very charismatic dude, right? Decided to fight against Nazi Germany even after France had fallen. The risk he took was immense. It's almost immeasurable by today's standards. The faith he had rose his leadership to insurmountable heights. Churchill is still today regarded as the greatest Briton of the 20th century. If you step out on faith and take necessary risk, you will gain wisdom and more people will count on your leadership abilities. Fellas, let me say it louder for the people in the back. Take risk every single day of your life. Don't skip a day. Do something different. Move forward faster. Remember, people are watching because they want someone to follow and trust. Become that dynamic leader in both your personal and your professional life. Then one day, taking risk won't seem so much like risk anymore. it'll seem like the necessary steps in the process of winning at life. Yo, check in with me, charismatic people. Share some of the risks you have taken and you're planning to take. Talk to us about the wins and the losses. Iron sharpens iron for real. Let's chop it up in the comments. So as always, do me a favor, fam. Smash the like button, share, comment. I appreciate you coming through. We are forever working to make charisma your superpower.